Hi everybody, Dylan here, Story 14, Living Aboard with Chihuahuas, Episode 43, beginning. Yip carries Wah up to the upper deck, and they're cruising. That's what Yip and Uff call it. The boat's swaying and putting Wah to sleep. All the other dogs are up there too. The days of living aboard the boat are not always filled with new destinations, encounters with wild creatures, or challenging weather conditions. Some days are just sunny, lazy, warm, and restful, and Wah is up there on the deck, sunning himself and sleeping. Ciao.
From the Wah, Yip keeps on carrying me to the upper deck. We're cruising today. That's what Yip and Uff call it, the boat swaying and putting me to sleep. All the other dogs are up here too. Days of living aboard the boat are not always filled with new destinations, encounters with wild creatures, challenging weather conditions, and other types of adventures. Some days are just sunny, lazy, warm, and restful. On days like this, my favorite nap spot is on the starboard side settee. Chi likes to sleep in the companionway where he always gets stepped on. We snoozed, the two of us. Or sometimes I'd lie awake and just stare out to sea, watching the ever-changing seascape. It can be quite hypnotic, and before too much time passed, I'd feel my eyes getting heavy again and I'd join Chi in the land of slumber. Chi, do you remember the time we fended off pirates on the Borealis that tried to board the boat that night? Yip and Uff. We're sleeping soundly below. I was the first to hear the pirates approach, and I know you. The hair on your back stood up, and I saw your snarl. There were two men in a small wooden dink, quietly idling their engine as they pull up beside the boat. We all set off the bark alarm and our tones got fierce. That showed them that we meant business. Our barking roused Yip and Uff and gave them just a few seconds to realize what was happening. I could see Uff's hands shaking as he reached for the 12-gauge shotgun that was stowed below. He cocked the weapon. When the men heard the cha-ching of the gun, they froze. Each had one foot already on board. Then Uff said, "Can I help you boys?" Immediately, they jumped back into their dink, revved up the engine and sped away. Uff looked at us and I could see how mad he had been. I think he realized the full gravity of the moment because he began to swear loudly. That was scary, but Uff knew what to do. And then there was the time we rafted up with a bunch of other boats. We took a short trip in the dink to an island. All sorts of dogs from the other boats were there. I'll never forget the chicken Wolfie snatched from the grill. We all chased him for a mile. Yip and Uff spent hours that day throwing things for us to fetch. Then we were able to intrude on their baseball game, Taco, grabbing the ball and hauling ass. The best part was chasing those tons of tiny fish in the shallow water. I charged at them, and they would all swim in the opposite direction. And there you would be ready to chase them back my way. They were a lot of fun. Oh, and all those tiny crabs we caught. They were so small I could even catch them. Then there was that deep hole Wolfie dug in the sand. It's funny how much cooler the sand gets the deeper you go. We all wanted to get in there and cool off. I have so many wonderful memories of life aboard the boat with Yip and Uff. But for now, I plan to just enjoy yet another glorious sunset and toast to being a boat dog. The Wah.
Hi everybody, Story 14, Living Aboard with Chihuahuas, Episode 43, End Part 1. Wah and Taco were chasing tons of tiny little fish in the shallow water. Wah charged at them and they would all swim in the opposite direction, and then Taco would chase them back the other way, and they were having a blast. Then there was a deep hole that Wolfie dug in the sand. They couldn't understand why it got so much cool as Wolfie dug deeper into the sand. Ciao.